Good morning, everybody. It's opening day in America. Not baseball. Not football. It's gun season. It's super quiet, but we can hear for miles, so that part is really nice. A lot of shooting. I already saw one spike. Not sure if you guys could see much of that in the video because it was like a couple minutes before legal light, but it makes me feel good. I love this spot, so it's got a lot of potential for deer to be just moving through or to get bumped through by pressure as the day goes on, so I'm just gonna stay quiet. Geese are honking, turkeys are clucking, so with any luck the guns be banging. I was just popping the camera on to tell you guys I haven't seen much of anything. I had 21 turkey out in front of me scratching, being loud. Right as I was about to do that, I just had a buck come down the hill behind me. I think it was just a 4-pointer, but if it might have been a 6, but if it was a 6, it was a real small one. Something coming. I don't know why they didn't come up here, but it looked like it was 2 does. A lot of stuff moving around right now, so I'm just gonna get ready. I know it might not be as exciting to have this smaller lens on where I can't zoom in really good for you guys, but my hope is that if I do shoot something, that I'm more apt to get it on film using the wider field of view. So let me know down in the description if you guys like this where you don't get as much detail and zoomed in on the deer, or if you'd prefer that I use my bigger lens where I can zoom in on deer, but also know that it decreases the odds of me actually getting it on film because of how much smaller the field of view is. So let me know in the comments what you think. I just had 3 does and the world's smallest buck come in. Here's a shot. Had a full-grown bone body on it, but he had the smallest nubs. Bigger than a button buck, but smaller than your average spike. Then a doe came down the trail right here to my right, and I was gonna shoot her. She was only at like 30 yards maybe. And I saw two other deer come from where the spike did. And the one was behind the other, and it kept looking back, so I was really hoping that that one was a buck. So I didn't want to shoot this close one. Hoping that I could get a better eye on those two. Well, that close one ran over there with the other two. And when it ran over there, it just like kind of spooked the other ones. All these deer are really edgy, being opening day and so many people in the woods. So they all just took off and went into the ravine. They weren't spooked really at all. Like I said, I think they're just all on that much of an edge. So I'm gonna grab some snacks and just keep my eyes peeled. Still waiting on a buck. Alright, you guys. So here's what just happened. I was watching deer behind me, trying to figure out what they were. Those were all does. And then actually two spikes came trying to chase them around. As I was watching the one spike, the other one moved out towards the old logging road here. I could tell there was deer somewhere, I just couldn't see them. Ended up being three more does, and they were walking right in here at me. As you saw, the one walked right up to 10 yards. And I missed. I wasn't even fully convinced that I was going to shoot a doe today, but she came in and she actually had already been hit. Someone shot at her and took off a chunk on the side of her neck, so I wanted to shoot her to keep her from suffering at all. What happened was I was zoomed into 9 power on my scope because I was watching the deer behind me. So when that happened, being that I was at 9 power, I put the gun up and all I saw was brown. So I quickly found her shoulder and her spine, and I moved down below the spine and behind her shoulder As I was about to squeeze the trigger off, she was already on edge. She went to take off. I pulled the trigger, and I shot right underneath her at 10 yards. It was a little bit of a heat of the moment situation that I wish I would have handled a little better, but that's hunting. I just wish I could have taken her out of her misery. I hate to see tear suffering. She was kind of licking her lips and stuff like that. That's what caught me off guard for a second. She just looked like she wasn't in the best shape. I know they can survive some stuff, but I had a doe tag, or still have a doe tag that I can fill, and just thought that was the right thing to do. So, who knows? With all the people moving around, I still might see her again, but just gonna hold tight. I just got confirmation from my dad he got one. Buck down for the boys at camp. Deer camp without a deer, just camp. Now we got a deer. I'm just sitting a little bit longer because it's not going to make a difference. We're not going to be able to recover it in the daylight. So he's going down to the truck to get the deer cart. And, I'm probably going to get down before legal. Just because the wind is going to blow. Continue to blow the way it is. But now the thermals are starting to suck down in this ravine. I think I'm going to get busted. So I'll probably get down early so that I can come back up here tomorrow. And hopefully the deer will still be bedded down in there and won't be as spooked. So I'll sneak out of here and get down to the truck to talk to Dad and recover his buck. Well, you guys, here we are. Pops does it again. Headed on up with the deer cart. Gonna go meet up with Cody. We told him and Chip to just wait next to their tree stands because there's no reason for him to bring everything down and then walk back up with us. So we'll make the decision if they're gonna come and help us recover it or if they're gonna go home and start dinner for us. But we're going up to recover a deer. Dad's first buck with the rifle.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot right there. I'm like, well, should I shoot him in the head? Should I shoot him in the neck? I'll just shoot him.
Pretty much walking the path right now that Dad's deer took.
This is about where
he was,
this
right?
Is about the line that the buck came out of the pines, and this is the line he was on.
Dad's somewhere up in there. Prepped him a hemlock just like I talked about in that scouting video. And he walks up with his climber every day, or his lock on every day.
Where I shot him. Okay. So there's line up there, like this. Right there. Oh, he is. Oh, yeah, look at him.
Oh, jeez!
Deer.
He's even bigger than I thought he was.
He bulldozed this totally right to him. Blood everywhere here. Just like this, and dies right there against the tree. Dude. They don't check on it.
Heck yeah! He's sick now, but nice buck.
That's what they look like. Got our hands on them.
Nice shooting, Tex. That's a good buck. Turn that head a little bit. I know he's stiff, but heck yeah. Quick rundown.
So, he went about 50 yards. You can see the shot. Crushed his shoulders. About a 35-yard shot from my tree stand. I got a little video on my phone talking about it. He bulldozed about 50 yards. hit this ditch line right there.
Oh, so you drug him up a little bit?
Yep, and he died right behind underneath that tree right there.
I see that fallen tree.
Yep, right against that tree. He was underneath it. So as soon as he hit right here, he bounced off and landed right there. And I drug him up here.
First buck with the rifle.
Alright, you guys, not a lot more to talk about. There's a dead deer at deer camp.
Yeah.
Got chipped here this time, which is awesome. Got Cody. Wherever old man is, there he is. He's the one that shot it. So we're gonna get cleaned up, back to camp, because I'm already hungry. So we're gonna get this thing back down to camp, and
Potatoes and canned venison.
there you go. Cody brought some canned venison, so we're gonna get them processed. We're gonna get them home. We're gonna get something to eat.